Alright, what's going on, everybody? So, it's that time of the year again, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. We finally got the nominees. Voting is now live. And in today's video, I'm going to be going through the nominees and kind of give my predictions as to what shows will win in the different categories. Now, I might not do my voting today. I'll have to see what the choices are for the nominees and everything. One thing I want to say before I get into this, I did a similar video last year, and I want to say the year before last, and my same problems that I had with last year, I kind of have with this year, which is that there's this cutoff date. So for those of you that don't know, essentially what it is that there are certain shows that if they don't air within a certain amount of time, they're basically not gonna qualify for that year. So for this year's award show, and I believe it was the same last year, and I want to say last year before last. Basically, the shows that came out in the fall of 2022, those shows do not qualify at all, which I think is stupid. Personally, like I get it, like I get if their reason is I get if their reasoning is that they want to give the judges enough time to watch these shows. Like I get it, like you got to give the judges time to consume all that content so that they can parse through it the best they can to kind of highlight the shows that they think are the best for that year. But to cut off all of fall 2022, I feel like that's just a bad choice. Like every year for you to cut off a portion of the anime shows that come out. Because here's the thing, all of 2022 as a whole was great for anime. I think we can all agree. Maybe not for video games, but for anime it was pretty great. That fall lineup was pretty heat. That fall lineup was pretty freaking heat. Like you had shows like Urusei Yatsura, a very good rom com, freaking Chainsaw Man, which was amazing. I think this show definitely should have qualified for Anime of the Year for this year. Also, Bochi the Rock, that's another one that should be a nominee. And then you got shows like Gundam, Witch of Mercury, Married but Not Lovers. I heard that Mob Psycho season 3 was pretty fire. Like there was just a lot of shows that came out in the fall, and it's disappointing. It's sad that they won't get highlighted until next year. And the problem with that is a lot of those shows, like some of those shows might fade in people's memory unless we get like Chainsaw Man season 2 or part 2 next year, or we get like some type of OVA or some follow up to Bochi and these other shows. It's weird to kind of be comparing fall 2022 shows to the shows to basically the shows that are going to come out this year. I think that's going to be I just think that's weird. I just think that cutoff they need to get rid of that. Even if it means that you have to change the date for these award shows. Like if you have to change the date that you're gonna present these the nominees to like have the voting open, because like every year I believe it's like this same day, January 19th or 18th. I think they need to move that, like move the date of the award show, move the date that you're gonna announce the nominees and everything. Just move it so that people have enough time, so that the judges have enough time, so that the casual audience has enough time to consume all that stuff, and that way you're not leaving off all of the fall season where there could be some really great shows that deserve to be praised. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. Let's go ahead and not waste any more time and kind of get into the first nominee. So what I think I'm going to do is essentially go from starting from the bottom and then just go to the top one, which is Anime of the Year, the one we all really, really care about. So let's go into best voice artist. So I'm not sure if I want to play these videos. And the reason why is just YouTube copyright. I'm very scared of that, and I do not want to waste any time with the editing or anything like that. So I'm gonna just go through the nominees and everything. So we got Amanda Lee. So we got Amanda Lee for. Let me see. So it's weird. They don't have. That's strange. It's weird they don't have the name of the character. Let me see. Nah, yeah, they don't. They don't have the name of the character that they played. And I. Okay, okay, hold on. So I'm gonna play this very briefly because maybe they showed the character that they played, right? Okay, so maybe I can play this without kind of getting hit with the copyright. Hopefully, I'll turn the sound down, but I might not do that for the fighting category if they show any like animation or anything. Okay, so we got Shirami Lee. I've never heard of the show. What is Kotaru Lives Alone? I've never heard of this. Okay, I've never heard of this. Uh, My Dress Up Darling. We have Amanda Lee. Okay, Ringing of the Kings. Who played Kage? Okay, who played Kage? I can't even pronounce that. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. But Kage from Ranking of the Kings. Yeah, this is probably going to take time for me to actually go through all that. I wish they would have had the name of the person down here. Like the name of the character, not the name of the voice actor. They had the voice actor's name, but not the character, which is kind of strange because they didn't do that last year. So bear with me as this thing kind of scrolls through. We have Natalie for Yor, and then for David Martinez we have Zach Angler. So out of all these, I think Amanda Lee is a pretty good voice actor. I liked her as what's her face? Marin. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. I liked her as Marin in My Dress Up Darling. I thought she was pretty good. My thing with and then we have I almost forgot because I didn't let this thing play all the way. But we have Zeno Robinson as Zeno Robinson as Gamma 2. So I didn't watch Dragon Ball Super movie. A lot of the anime movies I'm not able to see, unfortunately. So I gotta, Zeno, my boy, Zeno does a lot of great voice work. He's Hawks. He's Hawks in My Hero Academia and a bunch of other stuff. But as far as this stuff goes, like I was saying, Amanda Lee, I thought she did a great job as Marin. I think out of all these, because I haven't seen Spy Family, I have to just automatically like eliminate that until I actually see it, and then maybe my choice might change. I've watched a lot of Ranking of the Kings. I got to like episode 16. I think out of all these, the one that I think has like the best voice performance would probably go to Zach Angler, even though, and I'm probably gonna mention this again about the dialogue in Cyberpunk. But as far as his performance as David Martinez as the lead character in that show, I thought that he was pretty good. So I'll probably give him my vote. Oh wow, they're making me sign all this crap. What? Okay, so I'll probably go. Okay, so I'll probably go with Zach. I'll probably go with Zach for this one. So for some of these, I might not vote. Like I said, might not vote because I haven't seen a lot of these. So like I've seen about 40 shows last year. I watched about 40 new shows. But stuff like Spy Family and Call of the Night, I ended up missing out on. A lot of the stuff that I watched, I watched a lot of the fall season, which is why I'm kind of pissed that they don't have, which is another personal reason why I'm pissed that they don't have those shows represented here. But it is what it is. So let's go to the Japanese voice acting section. I might just kind of quickly like click through this because it's a bit slow. We have for Anya Foiger. Well, a lot of Japanese names I know I'm gonna trip up on. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. But we got Anya Foiger's voice actor. Scrolling down, we have. Well, I don't even really have to mess with this for this nominee, for this category. I don't even really have to mess with this video right here. So we got, because I can kind of tell with some of these names. That's the chick that played freaking Jolene. I didn't get to watch the rest of Jolene. I didn't get to watch the rest of JoJo, so I can't really say too much. And the strange thing is I'm probably a weirdo for this. I watch JoJo in English. I'm probably a weirdo. I watch JoJo in English. I know some people probably think that's blasphemy, but I watch JoJo in English, so I can't really say. And Demon Slayer is another one I watch in English. But I think out of all these, I'd probably have to give it to the chick that played Chisato in Licorice Recoil. Because here's the thing, Licorice Recoil, I think out of all these, that show is the only show I've watched in Japanese. I watched it in Japanese and I watched some of it in English. And I thought that the voice acting in that show was really good. I want to say I remember saying in one of my videos on that show that pretty much that her voice acting was pretty good. That her voice acting was a standout. And I like the characters. So I'm going to go with Chisato. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. So next one is Best Romance. Now, once again, I got to say this because I mentioned Urusei Yatsura. I don't know if I mentioned Married But Not Lovers. That was another good one. Like, there was a lot of good rom-coms. There was a lot of good rom-coms last year. And if we're talking about best romance anime, so let me just go through each one. So Call of the Night, I believe I said this earlier, didn't get to see it. It's still on my list. Like, I have a list of shows that I gotta watch, and that's on the list of shows. So I'm gonna watch that eventually. Kaguya-sama, man, hold on. So Kaguya-sama, I'm gonna get back to that one. Because I got something to say about that. Komi, never watched it. Love After World Domination, man, I'll say this. It might not have the presentation, it might not have the production, the animation that My Dress Up Darling has, or Shikamori, but I would say, like, Fudo and Desumi, like, that was my favorite relationship out of all the ones that I saw last year. I think that, like, that was the best couple, because, like, there's just such a, for lack of a better word, innocence about their relationship. And I just like that they have to, like, basically, you know, do their thing on the down low, because for those of y'all who haven't seen the show, basically dude is like a hero. It's basically like if a Power Ranger fell in love with a freaking villain. And it's a pretty cool concept, pretty good show. But as far as like production value, it doesn't really, you know, as far as like animation and everything, it doesn't really compare to My Dress Up Darling, Shikamori, and especially Kaguya-sama. So that's where its weak points lie. Shikamori, I didn't like this at first. Like, I didn't even like the show at first. Or at least too much. Like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it at first. Mainly because of the main character whose name, the main male lead, I can't even speak right now. The main male lead, whose name is escaping me right now, Izumi, so I wasn't crazy about Izumi at first, you know, him being all clumsy, and then the whole what's the word I'm looking for? The whole reversal, the whole role reversal of their relationship, with Shikamori basically being the boyfriend and Izumi being the girlfriend. I didn't like that too much, but what I did like about that show was the slice of life stuff. Like, basically, those two hanging out with their friends was just perfection. As far as the slice of life stuff, that was great. That was amazing. I loved it every week, and just the little interactions between those characters, that was good. But as a romance show, I don't like it as much. I don't like it as a romance show as I do as much as I do just a slice of life show. But they do. I will say this, they do, because at first I thought their relationship, you know, I wasn't really feeling it too much, but I did at least, I did at least appreciate Izumi a lot more as the show went on, though. So I'll say that. My Dress Up Darling, man, I think honestly, my only issue with My Dress Up Darling is just the crazy amount of fan service. That I think that's like my only issue with that. Other than that, production was pretty good. I've said this before, and I'm pretty sure other people have said it. It's horny but wholesome. It's a good show. I knew it was gonna be nominated. I think this show has actually been put. I wouldn't be surprised if that's on some people's best of list. But I think for me, man, I love these shows. But Kaguya-sama, we gotta give it to Kaguya-sama. And let me explain my choice. So Kaguya-sama, that was the final season. There's a movie coming up, and honestly, this was like the first time when I was watching the show where I'm like, I need to look up who the director is for the show. Like the scenes, the way that the scenes are crafted, like it's not just the writing in that show. Cause it's funny. It's so freaking funny. And that show had one of the funniest episodes. The rap battle episode was one of the funniest episodes of 2022 as far as anime goes. So I definitely have to give it to that. Not only that, it's just like the character development, just like it's literally everything about that show is a freaking 10 to me. Like this show is basically the king, or I should say the queen of rom-coms, in my opinion. Maybe I'm not the right guy to be saying that, since I like just started watching rom-coms a few years ago, but I don't know. I'm giving it to Kaguya-sama. I think it's the strongest out of all of them. I mean, even if you want to say that has a little bit of fan service every once in a while, it's not at a egregious level. Its writing is just is smart. It's a great anime. It's a great anime. I can't praise it enough. I think it deserves to win. Now, if I watch Call of the Night and it ends up blowing me away, maybe we can revisit this conversation. You know, maybe I'll rethink, right? But as far as that goes, I gotta give it to Kaguya-sama. So best fantasy. So I want to say last year they screwed over Mashoko Tensei. They screwed over. No, I'm not gonna forgive them for this. Like last year, I was trying my hardest not to go crazy. I was trying my hardest not to what's the word, man? I was trying to, I was being like, hey, I know this is a popularity contest because that's really what this is. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go crazy if certain shows don't get nominated or don't win or whatever. But I was kind of I'll admit I was getting a little heated. I was like, hold on. Like as soon as I saw Mashoko lost to freaking what was the name of that joint it lost to? Like I want to say it lost to that slime show. I want to say it lost to Reincarnated as a Slime, which I thought was crazy. But I never seen Reincarnated as a Slime, so it could be a good show. But better than Mashoko, I don't think so. Best fantasy. So moving into the categories though, we got Demon Slayer. The District Arc, we have Made in Abyss, Overlord Season 4, Overlord Season 4, the Case Study of Benitez, and Ranking of the Kings Part 2. Now, if we were going to talk about Ranking of the Kings Part 1, I would have a lot more to say. I only seen up to episode 16. This show is very good, though. Like, for me, excuse me. For me, I would have to, it's either between Mashoko or Ranking of the Kings. Demon Slayer, man, listen, man, so I didn't watch Demon Slayer. I'll probably, by the time I watch Season 2, Season 3 will probably be out, and I don't know when I'm going to get to watching Season 2, because unlike the rest of the internet, apparently, I just wasn't crazy about, Season 1. It wasn't bad. It was... There's some issues that show has to work out for me personally, and I don't know, just based off of what I've seen, whether or not that they have worked out those issues. Let me just say that. But as far as best fantasy goes, Overlord Season 4. I couldn't get into Overlord, so I haven't seen it. So I'm not gonna try to speak on it. Same thing with Made of Abyss. I haven't watched that yet. I heard that was a good show. The case study of Benitez, I ended up dropping that when it first came out. So for me, it's between Mashoko and Ringing of the Kings, and Mashoko has it for me. Very, very good show, very good ending. I like that it ends in a way where like they didn't really go. It's crazy that they didn't like. So they didn't end it off like with a bang or anything. Like it's a show that's very that I guess you could say the same thing with Ringing of the Kings, where like it just has a lot of good character in it. It has a lot of good characters in it. A lot of great character development. Very, very great stories. I mean, this will be a hard one for me to choose. If not, like if it wasn't for me not finishing Ringing of the Kings, because I don't know how that story ends. So, for me personally, I would have to give it to Mashoko. And even if I was like looking at these side by side, man, because I know people have their issues with Rudius, with the main character, and I know that's the hang up there, and I really feel like that's the feeling. Like I really feel like that's the reason, like the reason why that show didn't get anime of the year last year and Best Fantasy is because Crunchyroll doesn't want to prop up a show like this because of the content that's in it. And if you've seen Mashoko Tensei, you know what I'm talking about. So I gotta give it to Mashoko. It deserved to win last year. It deserved at least two awards last year, and it's probably gonna deserve it this year. So, gotta go with Mashoko. So let's move on to Best Drama. Oh Lord. Okay, so Best Drama. We got Attack on Titan Part 2, 86, Cyberpunk. Okay, wait, what? Okay, what? Dancer? Oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Kotaro Lives Alone. I might have to watch this. I have never heard of this. Like I said earlier, I've never heard of this show. Made in Abyss, once again, another one that I've never heard of. Dang. Holy crap. Okay. For this category, it's kind of hard for me to vote. Because Kotaro, I haven't seen Kotaro. I know Attack on Titan isn't good. Just based off of what I've seen, what my friend has told me, and just what I've been able to piece together over the years and recently. It just like, for me, that show should not be there. So for me, and then of course, Dance Dancer, I'm like, dude. Like when I saw this just a second ago, I'm just thinking, I'm like, hold up. I'm like, I haven't heard nobody online. And granted, the community online for YouTube, for Twitter, those are small spaces. Sure. But I haven't heard nobody, whether it's an IGN outlet or anybody, talk about this show as being a best drama. So I'm trying to figure out how y'all put that there. Maybe this Kotaro Lives Alone is pretty good, but I don't know why this Dancer is here. Attack on Titan's a big show, which I'm gonna get into later. I'm sure it's a big show, so I know why it's there. Like I said, popularity contest. 86. I didn't finish 86, but I know from what I've watched already, it's better than Attack on Titan. I can tell you that by a mile. It's better than Attack on Titan. As far as the drama goes, because here's the thing, and I said this in my review for the first part of 86, that the drama is the thing that kept me going. It's not the action scenes. It's like the action scenes are whatever. They're not bad, but it's not something that's going to blow you away. That was a vehicle to basically drive the drama, drive the character drama, man. It's just like, for me, like, dude, God, it's so hard, right? For me at this moment, cause like I said, it's hard because I can't really. I guess it would have to be for me between 86 and Cyberpunk, but then it wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't be fair for me to vote for 86 because I haven't seen part 2. So I think for me, like if I had to vote right at this very moment, I'd probably give it the Edge Runners. And for me, I wouldn't. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would have nominated Edge Runners, right? Because I think so. And I forgot. I think I forgot to talk about my predictions for the other categories. I think I forgot. So if I did, apologies. But as far as this category goes, Attack on Titan is probably gonna win. I can already tell you. It's gonna be between Attack on Titan and Edge Runners, and I think Attack on Titan is probably gonna get it because it's a more popular show, and like y'all know what it is by now. Y'all know what it is by now. Attack on Titan probably gonna win, but Edge Runners, like for Edge Runners, I wouldn't have even nominated Edge Runners as best drama. It had a very great story though. I don't know if I would nominate it as a best drama though. That's weird, but I'm gonna give it to Edge Runners. If I would have watched part 2 of 86, I probably would have gave it the 86. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change my vote. I'm gonna change my vote. Y'all might say this is not fair. Y'all might say I'm being biased here, and you know it is what it is. I'm giving it the 86. Can I not change it? Oh yeah, so I can't change it. Okay, so I confirmed it. So you know what? It's fine. It's fine. You know, like I said, it probably wouldn't have been fair for me to vote for 86. So, you know, I'm gonna give it the trigger. I'm gonna give it to Cyberpunk. But like I said, I wouldn't have nominated 86 as best drama. Like if we had like a best story or whatever, then yeah. But best drama, I don't know about that. Like I said earlier, I think I forgot to talk about for like the other categories. Who I thought would, like who I would think would win, or what show I would think would win the categories. As far as best romance, if I didn't say before, it's probably gonna be My Dress Up Darling. So for best comedy, okay. So now we got a few more shows that I've seen, and then dag. So we got 3 shows I haven't seen. So Kotaro Lives Alone, Spy Family, Your Boy, God, these names. Kong Ming? Oh God. Okay, that probably shouldn't have been so difficult for me to. That probably shouldn't have been very difficult for me to pronounce. So excuse me there. Your Boy Kong Ming, Spy Family, Kotaro Lives Alone, Uncle from Another World, My Dress Up Darling, and Kaguya-sama. So just automatically, I gotta eliminate these 3 choices just for me personally. Because I haven't seen any of these. So for me, I'd probably have to stick with these 3 over here. Kaguya-sama, My Dress Up Darling, and Uncle from Another World. And as far as comedy goes, man, I might have to give it to Kaguya-sama again. I might have to give it to Kaguya-sama. Uncle from Another World is pretty funny. It's a very unique isekai show. Like if you're tired of the whole isekai thing, I think it does something very interesting there. And the characters, like, I don't know. The characters are pretty unique there. I probably have to give it to Kaguya-sama. That, like I said, that rap battle episode was literally one of the funniest episodes of last year. I have to give it to Kaguya-sama. Just automatically. I don't think there's anything in My Dress Up Darling or Uncle from Another World that made me laugh as much as Kaguya-sama did. And I was about to say that, because I wouldn't say that these shows don't have like really like clever comedy or sight gags or anything like that. I think if anything, Kaguya-sama would. I just think it's a lot better. Overall, I guess you could say. But it's not like those shows are bad because they're not. They're good though. So let's see. We did best comedy. So best action. I'm pretty sure. Yep. I knew it. I was about to say. I'm pretty sure Attack on Titan is going to be there. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Cyberpunk, JoJo, Spy Family, and Licorice Recoil. And let me see if they actually have the animation in here or. Okay, so it's just like the other one. So they don't actually have the animation because I think last year they showed some of the animation of the shows, of like some of the battle scenes and stuff. So But as far as this, so this category, so automatically I'm taking out Attack on Titan. Taking out Demon Slayer, even though people praise Demon Slayer for the animation. That's the only thing I hear people praise this show for, is the animation and the hype moments. That's pretty much it. And I'm hoping that it's not like, because I've seen like little images of some of the stuff that happens in Demon Slayer. I'm hoping that they didn't do. I'm hoping that the author didn't do more Deus Ex Machina type bull crap like they did with the whole Rui stuff. I'm hoping that they didn't do that there. Attack on Titan, as far as like the animation in Attack on Titan, like I said, I haven't watched the show in like freaking years, so I couldn't tell you. But I think for me, it's probably gonna be between. Okay, so I was gonna say it's gonna be between Cyberpunk and Licorice Recoil, and see, because the thing is, like I said, I haven't seen JoJo. I haven't seen the rest of JoJo, but based off of what I have seen, I would probably say it is between Cyberpunk and Licorice Recoil, and I probably lean more toward Licorice Recoil, because here's the thing, Cyberpunk again, Trigger, great animation for that show. Same thing I could say with Licorice Recoil. Very bloody show. Edge Runners is a very bloody, very violent show. Licorice Recoil, I think I'm gonna give it to Licorice Recoil, and I think the reason why is because of the just because of how slick the action is. It is very, like, as far as the choreography, as far as the what's the word I'm looking for? The storyboarding. As far as the storyboarding, as far as the choreography, the animation, I think that it's a lot. Like, I just think it's very good. I think it's very good. I think that it's enough to push it over the edge. No pun, no pun intended. Compared to Edge Runners, I think that I honestly think Licorice Recoil definitely deserves it as far as like best action show. Who I think is gonna win it is probably gonna be Attack on Titan once again. It's either gonna be Attack on Titan or it's gonna be Edge Runners, and I'm kind of leaning more toward Edge Runners as far as who's gonna win, just because of how big that show was, how big that show blew up. Attack on Titan, I've heard people say in the past that that the animation took a hit when Mappa took over it, but I guess they have gotten better. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched it. Licorice Recoil, like I said, I'll probably give it to Licorice Recoil. Like I said, very slick animation. It really, like, this show, like, watching this, it really reminded me of why I love, like, action movies and stuff. So I'd probably give it a Licorice Recoil. I think it deserves it. So yeah, just making sure everything's great here. So okay, we good. Okay, so we got this next category: must protect at all cost. Must protect at all cost character. So when I was going through the categories prior to this, like a week ago, when I was just looking at the categories, I noticed that they took out best girl and best dude and whatever, but they added this. And when I saw this, I was like, this is basically a Anya category. I haven't even watched Spy Family yet, but I've seen Anya so much everywhere last year. And I honestly feel like this is just an Anya category. So for this category, we have Anya, we have Boji. I think Boji's pretty good. Kotaru, like I said, I haven't seen that. And then Komi. So out of all of these, I think Anya's gonna win. I'd probably give it to Boji. I think Boji probably deserves it. But I think, like, just the cuteness factor and everything with Anya, I'm pretty sure, and just the popularity of that show, Anya's probably gonna get it. So it is what it is. So the next one is best supporting character. So just looking at the choices that they got here, they got Ai Hayasaka, the best girl from Kaguya-sama. Kage, he has to do a lot for Bochi since he can't speak. He's a mute. I haven't seen, Demon Slayer, so I can't really say about Tengen. Same thing with Anya. Rebecca. What I will say about Rebecca, she basically had David's back, man. Like I think out of all these characters, I think I'd probably give it to, I think I gotta give it to Rebecca. Like Aya Yasuka, they definitely explored Aya Yasuka a bit more, in the last season of Kaguya-sama, and like I said before, Kage he definitely had to hold it down for Bochi, in that show, since he again, like once again, he doesn't speak and everything, so he had to do a lot of the communicating and the what's the word I'm looking for? He basically had to do a lot of talking and stuff for Bochi, and basically him being the only one that can kind of understand him like that. So it would probably like probably for me it's probably like between Rebecca and Kage, and I'd probably give it to Rebecca. She was like out of all the supporting characters in that show, she was pretty much the best one. I want to say she was like one of the best, outside of David and Lucy, she was one of the best characters. So I'd probably give it to Rebecca. But oh yeah, before I forget, who do I think is gonna win though? Probably Rebecca. Probably Rebecca. Maybe Anya. Most likely Anya. If I had to like choose, it's probably gonna be somebody from Spy Family. Most likely. So moving on, we got best main character. I knew I knew Aaron Yeager was gonna be up there. I knew it. So we got Bochi, we got Chisato, David Martinez. Um, I think that's pronounced Lloyd Folger, and we have Maureen Kitagawa. So, looking at all these, I probably have to give it to. See, David. The thing with him, he was a hard man. He was hard headed. He was stubborn, man. People telling him to slow down on using the I forgot what you call it. The cybernetics. Like people were telling him to slow down using the cybernetics, but he kept on going. He was hard headed. Man, Bochi, pretty good. Like I will say this. Outside of Aaron, and I can't say anything for Lloyd. Pretty good lineup here. You can probably take Aaron out of there, but I'll probably give it to Chisato. Just out of everything I watched, I think Chisato is a stronger character than all of these. Well, see, it's hard because it's hard to talk about Bochi because well he doesn't speak, so his actions, like maybe it's not really a cliche thing to say, but his actions speak louder than his words. In this case, it really is that case of that. So I guess I probably have to give it to Chisato. I mean, Maureen was an all right character. She wasn't bad or anything, but like as far as like if we're talking about complexity, I'd probably have to like David. I can't really say that he was like had a lot of depth to that character. I mean, he had a reason for doing what he was doing. He had a tough break with what happened with his mom and everything. And Bochi has his trials too. But I think Chisato, I think I'd probably have to give it to Chisato out of all these. Best director. I don't know any of the directors by name, but if I had like just looking at this lineup, just looking at this lineup, I'm giving it to this one for Licorice Recoil, and I can tell you quickly the reason why. It's pretty much what I mentioned earlier about how great the action scenes were, about how slick those action scenes were. Like I think that show definitely deserves it. The action scenes and everything, and really the presentation in Cyberpunk was pretty good too, but probably gotta give it to Licorice Recoil. Freaking Ranking of the Kings is pretty good with what Studio does, though. I will say that. Uh, best anime song. Now I wonder if are they gonna play. I just want to see. Okay, so I think all these are. I think it's safe to say that pretty much all of these videos are the same. They don't play any like animations or anything from the show. I just wanted to check. So my nonfiction. What was that? My nonfiction. I gotta look. I gotta look that up. Hold on. Cause I know that isn't the opening. Oh no, I think I know what this is. I think I know what this is. That's the special ending, ain't it? The one where they were like, where it was like the Kaguya-sama characters were like on stage and everything. I think that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. I thought that's what it was. Okay, that's exactly what this thing was. Okay, that's what that was. Okay. The rumbling. I've seen the opening. I've seen it a while back. I'm surprised this got a. I'm surprised Shadow's House got a nomination. Really. And then of course we got the One Piece movie. I didn't see that, so I can't talk about it. If we're just talking about the song itself, not the not the sequence, not the animation, right? We're talking about the song. Honestly, because I think I want to say hold on. So comedy, that's not the opening theme, right? I don't think that's the opening theme, because I think one of the opening themes is called Nuts or something like that. Just out of all these, like, I probably have to go with Kaguya-sama again. Just basically because, unfortunately, like that's the only one that I've seen a lot of. Like I said, I don't watch Attack on Titan, so I've only seen that opening like once when my friend sent me it. So honestly, oh yeah, and I've heard the because if this is the song from, if this is like that new song from the One Piece movie, I've heard it. But I'll probably give it to my nonfiction. Even if I was gonna like eliminate the animation, like the animation sequence out of the equation, I'd probably just give it to this. So okay, so we got about what, 1, 2, 3, 4, like maybe 10 more categories to go. Best film, I know I'm not gonna be able to talk about. Surprised that because there was some Wit Studio stuff that came out last year. I forgot the name of that. It was some movie about some girl, and it was like some black thing. I know some of y'all probably know what I'm talking about, but I'm surprised that's not animated. That's not nominated. Excuse me. I'm surprised that it's not nominated up here. Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, Dragon Ball Super, Deer King, One Piece Film Red. I've never heard of this. Inuo, I think that's how you pronounce it, and then Bubble. I saw this on Netflix. Scrolling through, I might have to look at that. Honestly, Wit Studio did a lot last year in terms of just like films. They did 3 films. That film that I was talking about just a second ago, I think it's called Girl from the Other Side or something like that. They did, of course, Bubble. They did a vampire. It was some vampire movie that they did on Netflix also. But yeah, I can't vote on this one, so I'm gonna just leave that one. Best score. Oh my gosh. Okay. Best score. Yeah. This one I probably can't really. I'd probably just give it to No Name just because I like their music. Because I'll be honest with y'all, I like their music. I have heard the opening theme for Spy Family. I have heard that though. Trigger. Honestly, I'm trying to think. So I will say, you know what? That show did have a good soundtrack. Now that I think about it, Edge Runners did have a good soundtrack. But I want to say a lot of those songs came from the game, didn't it? Outside of the opening theme, I think a lot of those songs came from the game. I could be wrong, but I think a lot of those songs came from the game. Honestly, is a tough one. And then, man, Hiroyuki Sawano, I believe I'm saying that correctly. He's pretty good. Regardless of my thoughts on Attack on Titan, he's pretty good. So this is a pretty tough one. I like if I had to go by what I've seen, I'd probably have to go with Trigger and Cyberpunk. But I want to give it to No Name just because I love No Name. Oh my God! See, I can see. Here's the thing about me. I can recognize the bias that I have. So man, I'm gonna have to go with my bias. I'm going with my bias. Hate me now for it. But I'm going with my bias. Best ending sequence. Wow. Okay. Okay. Some of these I have not seen. I'm trying to think. What? Dag. That says a lot that I can't remember the opening sequence to My Dress Up Darling. I remember the openings. So I remember the opening sequence, but not the ending sequence. Probably gonna have to give it to Kaguya-sama just by default. A lot of Kaguya-sama endings are pretty good. If this is the one, so hold on. Let me just make sure. My heart has surrendered. So let me look this up right quick. Really? Is this not? So this must have played. So I wonder. And I'm not gonna play this. I just wanna make. Oh my God, these dang advertisements. I'm trying to think because I'm trying to figure out which opening. Oh, not which opening. Which ending this is. I'm trying to figure out what ending this is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. I might have to leave this one because if this is the ending where it's like it has that Starship Troopers sort of like parody thing, I thought that was good. Really all of the ending sequences that Kaguya-sama has is very memorable. I don't know which one this is, and I don't want to waste too much time trying to look it up. So, I'm just going probably just gonna have to automatically go with this one because, like I said, I haven't seen the rest of these. Yeah, I don't think I've seen the ending for Attack on Titan, and like I said, My Dress Up Darling, I totally forgot the ending. Let's see. Go to opening sequence. And okay, so we got okay, and I haven't seen Demon Slayer. I haven't seen Demon Slayer's sequence. Mixed Nuts. Yeah, so yeah, so I was right with the as far as the name of the song. So I was right with that. Yeah, shoot. Okay, no, no brainer. It has to be Ranking of the Kings. That freaking the visuals and the song, the visuals and the song. If this is, hold on. Let me make sure. Let me make sure this is the right one I'm thinking of. Let me make sure. I think that's the name of it, right? Yeah, Naked Hero. This is the second one, right? Since we are just talking about part two. Yeah, man, the visuals, the lyrics of the song, the song itself, like, yeah, I gotta give it to Ranking of the Kings and Naked Hero. I gotta give it to that. The opening theme for so here's the thing. The opening theme for Cyberpunk is pretty good. As far as like the visuals, it's nothing impressive. The rumbling, I'll give them props for the as far like the animation and everything, and then the song itself. There's nothing wrong with the song. As far as the other two shows, I can't really say. Well, the other three shows I can't really say, but I'd probably give it to Naked Hero and Ranking of the Kings just for the song, the visuals, everything. Yeah. Let's see. Where did I stop at? Okay. Best ending sequence, best opening sequence, best continuing series. We got Attack on Titan, Made in Abyss, One Piece, Kaguya-sama. Dag. Okay, JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Like I said before, I haven't seen. Unfortunately, so here's the thing. Unfortunately, because JoJo isn't on Toonami anymore, and Netflix has basically held it hostage, and has been doing this thing where they dropped several parts of it. I haven't seen the other two parts. I only seen the first part, so I can't really. I don't feel confident really voting for that. The only part of Demon Slayer that I know of is the Mugen Train. I don't know what really like. I have a feel like I know bits and pieces of what happens in the district arc, so I can't wait. But I can't really talk about that. I know Attack on Titan goes off the rails, by the end, at least. So can't really vote for that. I'm like 500 episodes. It's crazy to even say that out loud. I'm like 500 episodes behind, probably more than that. One Piece. Like I'm at Dressrosa, so I can't vote for One Piece. Made in Abyss, like I said before, I haven't seen Made in Abyss. So Kaguya-sama, I felt like that show season 3 was incredible. Really, every season A1 Pictures has knocked it out of the park. I thought that they had a very good ending, and the movie I can't wait to see the movie. So I'm definitely going with Kaguya-sama with this one. So let's see. So we got what, five more left. Best new series: Call of the Night, Licorice Recoil, Spy Family. Oh yeah, that. Okay, so hold on. Which one was I on? Best continuing series. Yeah. So which one do I think is gonna win? Obviously, Attack on Titan. It's either gonna be Attack on Titan or it's gonna be Demon Slayer. It would surprise me. It would surprise me if Kaguya-sama won. It would surprise me if that won. JoJo, I don't think I can't see that happening, especially for One Piece. I'm actually surprised One Piece. I'm surprised One Piece is up here. Not saying One Piece is bad, because I love One Piece, but I'm surprised it's up here. Now, if we had the 20, like imagine if we had the fall shows up here, this would be looking a lot different. This would be looking a lot different. A lot of these categories would be looking a lot different. Um, let's see. So we go into best new series now. We got Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which I think Edge Runners is probably gonna win. Call of the Night, Licorice Recoil. Well, actually, it's probably gonna be between Cyberpunk and Spy Family. Which, you know what? It probably will be Cyberpunk. It probably will be Cyberpunk. But My Dress Up Darling, your boy Kong Ming. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that. But yeah, out of all these, for me personally, I'll probably give it to Licorice Recoil. Like I said before, Edge Runners had a great story. Edge Runners, great story. Three of its characters were pretty good. Like I said, Lucy, David, and Rebecca. But I felt like the antagonist, what's his name, Faraday. I felt like the antagonist was pretty underwhelming, and the other characters were just kind of, I don't want to say paper thin, but they really weren't anything to, they weren't memorable. I will say they weren't really memorable, and the show has its moments. Like I mentioned before, Trigger, like the action scenes are very good. But I would say just the highlight of that show is just the story, and David and Lucy, their relationship and everything. I'll probably say it's like, for me, that show, like for a lot of people, Cyberpunk got them back into the game. For a lot of people, that show's like a 9 or a 10. For me, that's like it's like an 8. I think it's like a tad bit overrated. Um, Call It a Night. My friend said that this is good. I gotta watch that. I gotta watch it. My Dress Up Darling, great rom com series. A bit too much fan service, like I mentioned earlier. But it's not. It. I honestly wouldn't see. This goes back to the whole fact that we're missing out on the rest of 2022. We're missing out on Chainsaw Man. We're missing out on Gundam Mercury. We're missing out on Bochi the Rock. Because I don't think that this. I honestly don't think that show should be up here. And like I said, I can't say anything about your boy Kang Ming and Spy Family. So for me, I think it's Licorice Recoil. Out of all the shows that I saw last year, when I was looking at the penultimate episode and then the final episode, and just throughout the whole thing, there were hype moments. There were like the show not only succeeded at being a great action series, it was also a great slice of life. Like the slice of life stuff was good. The characters were memorable. It was funny. I keep mentioning this before. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but the action was so freaking slick. It reminded me of action movies like a John Wick, where the character is just popping dudes in the head with precision. Like everything they do is like especially with Chisato, like she knows exactly what she's doing, right? Like I don't know, Licorice Recoil for me has to take it. Out of all these, I think this show, for me, honestly, between Licorice Recoil and Chainsaw Man, and I'll even say Boshi the Rock, like those were like the big ones for me last year. Those were like anime of the year material. But we'll get to anime of the year in a second, like real soon. Let's say we did best new series. Let's see what we got. What we got next? What we got next? Best animation. Oh, okay. This gonna be a hard one. I'm pretty sure. We'll see. Okay. So hold up. Okay. Here's another show I've never heard of. I mean, well, actually, I just heard about this show. I want to say a few days ago, and I gotta say, so let me just go through these first. So, Akabe's Sailor Uniform, Attack on Titan, obviously, that's a no-brainer. Cyberpunk, Ranking of the Kings, and Spy Family, and we're talking best animation here, right? So like I was about to say a few seconds ago, Akiba's Sailor Uniform. I just heard about this. I gotta look that up. Cloverworks has been putting out a lot of great shows. Their output, I guess like if we eliminate the Promise Neverland season 2, for a lot of people that was a disappointment, and then Wonder Egg Priority, that kind of the way that ended, outside of those, they've been like their output has been crazy. Like I said, I can't really, like I said with a lot of these shows, I can't really say anything about Akiba Sailor Uniform. Ranking of the Kings, what I can say, that animation, look, when Wit Studio jumped from Attack on Titan to doing other stuff, I feel I can't really say this. I can't really say this without a shadow of a doubt, but they lost something. Because what I will say, when I was watching Attack on Titan, they were the reason why I was tuning in every week. They were the reason. They were honestly the reason. I can't, like I said, I can't say anything about Spy Family. All I hear about Demon Slayer is literally the animation. Like I said earlier, animation and hype moments. I don't hear nothing about just great character development, great story beats and nothing. All I just hear is the animation in this scene, and this scene was hype. That's all I hear. That's all I'm getting from that. Ranking of the Kings, I'll probably have to give it to that, even though the animation in the animation in Cyberpunk is pretty good too. But out of all these, now the thing with Ranking of the Kings is the art style. The art style, probably turns a lot of people off. Like I was one of those people, and I'll admit I was one of those people that almost didn't watch the show because of how it looked. But if you look at that show, like the animation is so freaking good. Um, like if I had to choose, it'd probably be between Edge Runners and Ringing of the Kings. Like I mentioned before, Mappa, I've heard some things about them and Attack on Titan. I don't know if they fixed those issues. I assume that they have, because otherwise, why would it be up here? Well, again, like I said earlier, popularity contest. Um, but Ringing of the Kings, I'll probably it's between Ringing of the Kings and Edge Runners, and I'm like, should I give it to Edge Runners? Should I freaking give it to Edge Runners? Man, this is a hard one. This really is a hard one. I think a lot of people are gonna vote Edge Runners. I think that's a more popular show, a more popular brand. The cyberpunk brand. So I'm giving it to Ringing of the Kings, even though I haven't seen all of part 2, but I've seen enough of it. I've seen up to episode 16, like I said earlier. I think it's like only 20 episodes, so I was close to the end. I just never got to finish it. Okay, best character design. Okay, we got JoJo. We got Spy Fam. Okay, what? Why is My Dress Up Darling for character design? Excuse me. Why is that there for character design? I don't know about that. Out of all these, now Cyberpunk character designs are pretty good. It's funny story about Trigger and the studio behind Cyberpunk. If you haven't heard, this anime almost didn't get made because they wanted a lolly in there, and the studio behind Cyberpunk, they were basically like, y'all gotta eliminate this lolly that doesn't really fit with the Cyberpunk world, and basically Trigger was like, no lolly, no show. So that's crazy. Trigger basically pulled their weight around, kind of. But the character designs in that show very good. I mean, some people might have a problem with Rebecca being a lolly and everything, but character designs in that show is pretty good. Like I mentioned before with Ringing of the Kings, that's the only thing that would probably hurt Ringing of the Kings as far as like it winning awards is the art style. Because it looks like a children's, I guess you could say like a children's storybook or whatever. But the character designs look good. I mean, it's probably, like, man, if I had to choose out of all these, and of course JoJo designs are pretty good too. JoJo designs are always really good. Araki knows what he's doing. But I think out of all these, even though I haven't seen all of all Demon Slayer. I played the Demon Slayer game, so I know how Tengen looks. I've seen images and stuff of the show. I just haven't watched the whole season or anything. I haven't watched the whole thing. But yeah, I'd probably give it to Demon Slayer. And I've said in the past, and I'm pretty sure if you looked at my videos on my other channel, depending on what channel I decide to upload this on, yeah, I've said in the past that this show looks ugly. In my opinion, Demon Slayer is an ugly looking show as far as the art style goes, but as far as the character designs, I've always admired the character designs. So I'd probably give it to Demon Slayer. Oh, and going back to that for a second, who do I think is going to win? Probably Cyberpunk. Most likely, Cyberpunk. So we got two more. Best Original Anime and then Anime of the Year. And automatically, I'm probably going to give it to... Wait, okay, I'm about to say, yo, if Licorice... Because I had to scroll down a little bit. I'm like, hold up. Licorice Recoil should be up there. But, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm really questioning some of these choices. Because I haven't heard any... And granted, like I said before, Twitter and YouTube community and Reddit, those are small communities, whatever. Those are just individual communities. Like, they don't speak for everybody. But I haven't heard nobody talk about no Healer Girl, no Orbital Children, Yurei DCO, however you say that. Vampire in the Garden, man, Vampire in the Garden. So this is one of those movies that I was talking about earlier that Wit did. That show, like that movie, rather, that movie was okay. That movie was okay, a bit predictable, I would say. Um, it didn't really leave a lasting impact. I think I like that movie more than The Girl from the Other Side. Um, but I wouldn't. I think out of all these, I think Licorice Recoil definitely has to take it. That was a very good show. This show was so good that Hideo Kojima, the man himself that made Metal Gear Solid, gave it his recommendation. So that kind of speaks for itself because a lot of people can't speak. But a lot of people love Hideo. Oh yeah, dang! I didn't even notice this one at the top. Birdie Wing. I've never. Once again, this is another show that I have not heard anybody talk about. This is just these nominations are just weird, and I kind of feel like if they included the 2022 fall lineup, this would be looking a lot different. This would be looking way different. It almost feels like they had to like scratch. They really had to pull a Monkey D. Luffy. Like they were scratching for nominees here because the rest of the shows that probably should have been nominated couldn't be nominated because of the cutoff date. I don't know. Maybe I got my tinfoil hat on. Licorice Recoil definitely deserves that. I can't really talk like I said. I can't really say about these other shows. I haven't even heard of them. Well, one of those I have heard of. One of those other shows I have heard of, but the other ones I haven't. So, Anime of the Year. This is the big one. And last year, Attack on Titan unfortunately won when anybody with a brain, let me not say that, but, we know who should have won last year. Out of all them dang nominees, y'all picked Attack on Titan over 86, over Sunny Boy, over Mashoko freaking Tensei, over Ranking of the Kings. Y'all chose Attack on Titan. That's how I know this is a popularity contest. I can already tell you right now, Attack on Titan is going to win. If Attack on Titan doesn't win, it's probably going to be Cyberpunk. It's probably going to be Cyberpunk. What show do I think should win? Now, oh yeah, and you know what? Spy Family, I'll even put that in there. I'd be surprised if Ranking of the Kings won, even though I think just based off of what I've seen, it's either Ranking of the Kings or Licorice Recoil. And my own bias is probably kind of leaning toward Licorice Recoil. That show to me had a great story, had a great story, had great villains, great soundtrack. Like really everything about that show was a 10 out of 10 to me. Reign of the Kings also another 10 out of 10. Demon Slayer, like I said, I can't speak on Demon Slayer. Cyberpunk, like I said before, great story. Characters is kind of but besides David, like I said, besides David, Lucy, and Rebecca, the characters were kind of whatever, but the story was good. The animation was good. The action was good. I'll probably give it, man. I kind of feel like it deserves to go to ranking over Licorice Recoil. I kind of feel like it's gonna deserve to go to ranking just based off of the episodes that I've seen. But I kind of want to give it to Licorice because I kind of feel like Licorice Recoil isn't gonna get a lot of votes, and I personally love that show. Like, if I had to choose a anime of the year out of what is eligible, it'd probably be this. It would probably be that, right? So I'm probably going to give it to Licorice Recoil, even though I think out of all these, Ranking of the Kings probably deserves it. Just based off of what I've seen. But what I think will win probably will be Attack on Titan. Maybe Spy Family has a chance. Maybe Cyberpunk has a chance. But Attack on Titan is a colossal, like that fan base is so freaking big. And this being a popularity contest, Attack on Titan's probably going to win. But yeah, those are all the nominees. And so those are all the nominees for this year. Let me know what you guys think about this year's lineup. What shows that you decided to vote for. And I think actually you can vote every day. I believe you can actually vote every day, I believe. So maybe if it's like that, maybe maybe I'll revisit it. I don't know if you could like change or anything. Well, it says show your support by voting daily. So yeah, you can vote every day, like I thought. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, for sticking around long enough. And like I said before, let me know what you guys would vote for all these categories. What you guys think about. And another thing I gotta mention, what shows did y'all think? What shows did y'all think got snubbed this year? Like, what were the shows that you thought should have got nominated that were eligible? I mean, because once again, we know about the whole eligibility thing. I'm not gonna bring it up again, but yeah, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.